Good day, everybody. We are back again for another live stream. And today is about Punch-2. We are working very hard on getting the update out. There's many things, and I think, yeah, let's see how I do my preset work. So we had last week already this preset, which has this basic thing. It's a combination of sliced marching drums. So you see pad 1 up to pad number 5 are the slices. So if I play then now note A3, you can hear these slices. Tempo is 96. If I go to pad 1, you can see that's where you can select the slices. So now you see slice 1 is selected. Here I can go also up to slice 2, which is pad 2. Slide 3 is this one, 4 and 5. And I created a YouTube video you can watch about how to work best with slices in Punch-2. It's, of course, a lot of features in Punch-2. Very powerful machine. And but once you know how it works, it's still pretty easy. So this is the first bass, is this marching sound. And then I thought, yeah, let's get some other sounds to it. So first you have the slice, and then you need to build up using other sounds. So that's what I'm working currently. So there's a low bass drum, and then I look essentially if I use now a what they call an audition. You see down here audition, and you see which one is playing. But you also can play it manually. So what I could do then now is go to the pattern page and make it a little more boring, because yeah, the audition is great to hear what kind of sounds are inside of it. So if you hit the note G3 sharp or hit the audition button here, you will hear already what's inside this drum kit. But of course you can make it more interesting, more like a real drum machine. And therefore we have, if you go to the pattern page here, we have the audition sequence mode. I click it here, and then it's going to be activated. And then you see, here you need to select what it's going to play. So I'm checking here what I used. I used groove 1 to 4 and loop. Okay. So now you see the first step is, then of course it stops. So and here you need to build up. So here I build up the whole things, and yeah, of course I can play, let's see, some other notes. Break 2 doesn't play anything. Break 1 doesn't play anything. And break 3. So all the breaks, which are black keys, so you see here up here, break 1 is C3 sharp, break 2 is D3 sharp, and break 3 is F3 sharp, and then we have, let me see, G3 is break 4, which is also doing nothing. So essentially there's not much grooves playing. Groove 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what I could do is, for instance, what may be interesting to have groove these ones now playing after a while. So first you have some big noise. So you could build it up like this. Start step 1. So yeah, of course, that's a lot of work. I took here some toms. So maybe I can use these two for, let's say, break 1. Break 1 has nothing. So I play now break 1, go to edit. Now, of course, I need to go back to the sequence mode, or I can select here. It's this note, which is track 1. I would pick note G, this one, and that one, G, and track 2. So also here you can select the instruments. So let's see if they play. So need to hit the break 1. Okay. So I need to have a little bit of reference. So I play also the other ones. And for this I can essentially go back to the audition mode to see if things work out. So that's the trick. So even if you're on sequence mode, you still can go back to audition mode without losing the data from the audition mode. So I go back here and see what I can do with this break. So I put this in the audition mode, the break 1 active, then can see what I can do. It's on the, okay, maybe I should shut down the loop. So now I could offset it, maybe. So now the offset means that the second track is a bit later. So you get more flame. So this is the offset, so it makes your timing go behind. So this could be a break. So then I go back to the audition mode and I put in that break here, break 1, and see how that goes and sounds. So maybe I could put it here also. Break 1. Okay, so if you have this, of course, I still need to finish it, so it's more on how you could do it. Then you can build it up. There's a way what you can do here is that even you could change the sequence order. You have this audition sequence and you have even a follow-up of that. So this is sequence A, and once it hits step 16, it will stop. So if I go here to step 8, which I think would be logic to add, so that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. So it's more like this now. You see it start again on 1 and it repeats. Sequence 1, 1 to 8. And if you put on sequence 2, it adds even more sequence. Sequence 2 could be, for instance, 7 to 8. So you can make very complex sequences with the audition sequence mode. So I'm going to save this one. So it's a preset in progress, save preset. And let's see if we have some people in the chat room. Yes, hello. I see also tonal axis. Cool. Yeah, tonal axis also created some presets. Did sample some of his modular stuff, but currently I cannot load the presets for some reason. It has a little error. Maybe I can try it later on and manually load the samples so that we can play a few of these presets. So yeah, the audition sequencer came later on in Punch-2. we first had only the audition mode. The audition mode essentially plays the selection which you pick here. So if I go back to the audition mode, I can say, okay, I want to have this. But then it stays the same, of course. Of course, you also can play live. So if I would have here a, let's say, a song or beat, most likely, it will not fit what is in the background. Totally distorted. Now that doesn't sound well, but you also could live play things. And of course, if you still couldn't play live together with the sequencers, you still so now I make a lot of noise, but that's possible. So the so this is the audition mode, but this one I use the audition sequencer mode, and you see you have 16 steps. Each step you can have even a repeating feature. You can select what is playing. You even can change the length of this step. You make an even finish. You can make, and then if you have 16 steps and you think, oh, this is not enough, you can activate step 2, sequence 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which are sequel, of course. And then from there it goes, endlessly. You can make some very long sequences. New in the Punch-2 will also be the fact that it's easier to do some MIDI extraction. You can go here to the command page and you say export current groove break, which is then the one which is selected. If you see in the upper corner, you see break 1. So then it would extract only break 1 as a MIDI file. Export MIDI sliced loop. This means only the sliced loop, which is the this one. You can export all groups and breaks, everything together as one package, or you say export the audition. And the audition is if you have, of course, the audition selected here. So if I go to audition, you have this selection, it only will export this selection. And then, of course, you have the option to do audition sequencer export. So the MIDI file export is a lot better now. One person asked if there was an option for drag and drop. I need to ask John for this, because you see we have different modes with the commands, with export. So what do you drag and drop? That's of course the question. So maybe it's an idea if you hold the audition sequencer and do with that one a drag and drop, that it would MIDI extract the audition sequencer or the audition. But I need to discuss that with John. So in the meantime, what I'm doing also is there is some improvement. So if I go here to, so let's say this pad, and then I go to a different sample type. Let's say I go to a clap. It loads in the first sound. So you see clap, it has models 1 and picks right away the first preset. So that saves a lot of time. And then you can go up and down. So that's new. There's one little thing which we need to think about, which is in this decay feature. So I have this clap now, and you see now it works on this one. But if the preset has a hold feature, it not always works, because the hold could be very long, like this bass drum. You see here, this bass drum, it's B2, it's a model. Very long, you see it has a hold time. So, and then the decay starts. Now the main page only controls the decay. So it makes it a bit shorter, but not fully. So I'm brainstorming all the time how we could make that we could control in this section, not only the decay, but also the hold. So, but nothing yet popped up in how we could fix this or make it more usable. But yeah, you see, then another thing is, of course, here you see that we also mention here the the pad number, not only the pad number, but also the name. So B2, you can audition it here. You can go from here also to the edit page, of course. Already here, you can change a lot of things inside of it. Yeah, and then I did quite some snares. So if we go here, let me see, manager. I'm created some new claps also. So if I go here to this preset, we have, of course, order by date. Then you see Happy Dancer is a new one. By the way, this order by date will move to this spot here because that's where we put it on the other product. So you see it's fully on the right side, order by date, but we move it here. So we have this, the bank manager with the kit preset manager. So all the kit presets, which holds all the data. And we have drum presets. Now, what is different now? You see everything is a bit shorter next to each other. You see far more bands. There was too much space between the letters. These are little things which makes it a bit more comfortable. If I play this one, I need to have, of course, a different tempo, 127. Okay. And then you see, I was working on the claps, and here sorry, that's the wrong one. Drop preset manager, which means that each pad, you see sample type here on pad 24, but when I go to, let's see, this is a clap. Not sure if it's using this one. Yeah, here it is. Now, what is new is that if you click here, you pick another one. Here also an audition, so you can click on the preset and then it loads it in. So I created some new claps. And these are synthesis. I can go here, of course, to the advanced page from pad 10. I go to the manager. Let's see where I had now a wild thing. No, well, let's see which was another new one. Big Alive 7, I think. Here's the clap advanced page. Now in this one I use a different filter type. With claps, most of the time I use the bandpass filter. And you see bandpass filter 2, which has a little bit of different tone sound to it. You see here repeats. It repeats because I can make it. This is how claps are created. Also in the original 808. By repeating saw modulation. And here I control the speed. Spread means that I can go left, right. Stereo spread. So this is also, by the way, a little thing which is going to change. Here we put stereo spread, spread offset, and speed offset. So that's also little things we are doing now. Not in this current version, but once it is released next week, you will see a little bit better naming here. So spread means that because there are two filters, and one is left and one is right. So if I go with spread to 0, it's a mono clap. You hear, just like an original 808, it's just mono. And when I use spread, there's two filters, left and right, and you use then the offset to have a little bit difference between left and right. And also a little bit offset with the speed. Yeah, and of course there's humanization, which you can use here on the speed, on the volume, on the decay. So that makes just like a live thing going on. Yeah, this we added also. We have the curve control here. So of course, synthesis makes that you can do far more than with samples. And there's also the kick. So if you go to the kick, which is of course here, it's tuned to G1, but this is already inside of it. So now you see tuned, and it can go lower, even to. And of course I made some snares. Let me see where the... Oh, that's my bamboo stick. Say, hear that? That's of course a sample. Bamboo wipe, recorded here the bamboo wipe, and that's in the sample pad. That's of the built-in samples. If you want to audition a sample, you can click on the little speaker icon. And I use this one. But of course, I tuned it a little bit and also changed the sample offset so that it fits in the groove. Where is the... I need to see where it is. Oh, here's the snare. Oh, it's on the break 3. Okay, master, manager, bamboo. It's in the pattern break 3. So you can add that as a... That's a snare. Let's see if that's a model. Yeah, it's a model. You see here. And what is nice, what I often do with snare, you have noise and the pluck. So if I cut down the noise, you hear? That's the pluck of the snare. Of course, I can make it. It's like the skin of the snare. Can make it a bit higher. And then, of course, the other component of a snare is the noise. Here it is. That is the way you make a snare. And what is nice, this is very, very clean. But of course, picture that you have an analog machine, drum machine. There's also a little bit of distortion inside the analog model. So for instance, the fold over would be a nice one to add a little bit of edge. Yeah, that little bit makes it really different in the... And of course, I made some snares. Here it is on the keyboard. So when I go to the manager again, pad 4, and you see there are some new snares. There's also, yeah, this one uses a fuzz. It's very dirty. A different clap. And now it does the audition mode, so maybe I should go back to the pattern page and set back to yeah, that's break 1. Here it is. Oh no, it's break 2, I think. Yeah, snare. Snare D1. Of course, now I can go back to the D1 sharp and pick another one. Can I hear? Of course, I can go in the main page. So let's and I can go in pad 4 down here to select another one. It's more electronic, this one. So yeah, you have many options. So I created some more snares and also regular snares, and that's the fun part with. So I go to the manager and I go to the Diverse Bank. I created is this correct? Snare collect 1. different snares. Of course, the sequence is a bit boring because all snares. So maybe I should use this one. I go to the advanced page, and the snare is, oh, here it is, 19. I open, and here you see that if you go here to sample and you pick snares, there are many new snares on board. I think even snare with a vocal sound inside of it. Of course, I can also go to the manager page, drum presets, and pick here a snare. Pain snare, very high snare. And this one is very snappy. But what I did in this one, if you go to the advanced page, this one uses mix A-B, so this is essentially two snares used. B, and this one, A. And together, so very often these are combined snares, and that's the cool thing about Punch-2 is that you can use up to 3 snares together in different ways. Each can. That's quite of a shot. So all kind of so back to the manager. There's a nice one. It's like a shot, isn't it? And of course, what you can do if you have a nice beat, of course, this is just for listening to it. So let's go back to this bank. Happy Dance. I think that one also used a snare. Then you go to the main page. You say, okay, no, I don't like the snare, which is then this one. You go select it. You can go down on the main page and you say, okay, pick here a different one. Okay, let's go to type, samples, and then I go to this bank I created, snares. And then you search. And of course, you can open the list and pick one of these, this nasty high one. Where is it again? Oh, it's the vocal maybe. Well, I like this higher, say high snare. Where is it again? So maybe this one is cool and you still can add it. I mean, you still can tune it. Make it longer. Change the routing of it. So yeah, many options. Maybe I'm drifting too far now. So snares, a lot of new ones. So it's not only drum kit presets, which we have new ones, but a lot of new drum presets. So not only the kits, which you select open here. So if I go here, I can go to a different folder, have a different sound, complete with sequence, everything together for 24 pads. But inside each pad, you have the option to pick a type of sound. Go here to the advanced page. You can say, I want to have a bass drum or a snare drum. And what is new is that these are also having presets. So if you go to samples, you go to snares, you will see there's a lot of new things which I created using the built-in sample. So it's a lot of stuff you can do with Punch-2 without going too deep. So we added a lot of presets. I think inside of it, it's over 1,000 of these drum presets, and it keeps on growing. New snares, new claps, which I added. We have, of course, if you go to the samples, we have also the tabla things. Where are they? Tabla in tuning A. So you have all kind of course, we have the bank with that. Let's see, where is it? Some preset using the tabla. But these are all built by using the built-in samples, which are in all these subfolders, and we already created by using the okay, I'm having the wrong path. So where is the sample? Here it is. Here's one other one. You see here, you see which sample is used. These are all the built-in samples. There's a lot of them, but based on these samples, we have these presets which you can select here. So I can go to presets for taiko, having some taiko presets. That kind of stuff. So that's much more to do. So hopefully next week we will have it. Let's see if I can play some of the tonal access presets. This one. Uses the slide, so these are samples he created. Okay, so let's see. I need to load them in manual, then it plays back. So here. So yeah, I need to manually load the sound, so it's a bit complicated to do it now. I will need to see why it doesn't load. Most likely a little thing is missing, but that's we will check tomorrow. So we will have then also some tonal access, new presets with some Euro kit with the Euro rack things he did sample. Very interesting, very analog sounding. And a nice addition to the overall sounds of Punch-2, which is, of course, already very wide and diverse in terms of sound. Now, of course, Jamal is created some presets. Let me play you a few of these 20 new presets, and he also used his own. Okay, this one I need to have. Sometimes when you see my voice cut out, that means that yeah, the engine needs to load the samples which are used in Punch-2, of course, the 24 samples. Okay, let's play another one. And as you can see, also use the Audition sequencer. And even trying a bass sound. So here, for instance, this one is synthesis, Model 3 he used. So you see also here the presets are closer to each other. Okay, let's play this one. I know the Audition is so cool because it's also a way to listen to what is inside of it. So you simply press Audition sequencer here. Okay, these type of sounds. And then you can start playing. Some very nasty stuff. Very, very different. And then let's see. These are some of the water samples. So you see here, which is from the water drop things. So very different sounds, and that's what we're after, to have different types of styles inside Punch-2. Maybe this one was cool with the beat, although I think the things playing here doesn't really fit. So maybe the bass is okay, but the rest was not very good. Aha, now I know what happens. There's some stuff. It's a bass. Okay, let's have a little bit more drums from the other one. That's then regular kick. Yeah. Let's see what this one is. Oh, it's having the wrong sound. I can hear it. Okay. So now I play with one note the Cobra 100 preset. Okay, I could pick another preset. Let's see. So that's also a nice way to simply try out something. The tempo is a little bit too low for this. Okay, let's see what is the Iceman here. It's a lot of sounds. Weird sounds. But cool. Yeah, that's a cool one. Yeah, you see, it's so different in sound. Each kit is different, a lot of options. Of course, for some people, it might be overwhelming what you can do with Punch-2. But as mentioned, we have many sounds on board, many drum kits, and you can stay in the main page here if you think it's too complex. So that's the story about Punch-2. Maybe let me see what is more. So the bank manager improved. We have Audition of the drum kits. So if you have Pen 22, if you want to have a different sound, you can pick it here and audition it. These are all the drum presets. You see a lot of stuff, also cool effects, percussion. Effects, percussion here. Bruce Lee doing its fight inside Punch-2. Drink glasses. Yeah, I mean. Hey, that's nasty. So it's people look on the drum kits above here, but you see with the drum preset manager, you see how many presets we only have already for the sample pad. So if a pad is selected for a sample, you have a lot of. So if I go to pad 24, it's also sample. I can change it here. I can say, okay, I want to problem with preset file. Okay, I want to have a bass drum, and it loads the preset. Of course, here he has some FX. I think, yeah, I can see it. He uses a comp filter. He uses the FX as well as a kind of sound generator. So if I click here the original one, and I do bypass of the FX, you can hear that the FX is really part of this whole. He uses a comp filter, a wah-wah, then again a filter in series. You see here, this is the Punch-1 mode. So the weird sounds are also created by using the FX. Yeah, it's a million options with this machine. And you see down here we have the master. You can go to the master section. You have all the volumes. You have a EQ on the mix. You have a compressor, and limiter, and high pass filter is there. Yeah, too much to mention about Punch-2 in terms of features. But yeah, watch out next week. We will have tons of new drum kits, many new drum kits, but also new built-in samples. We have the new drum kit presets. Sorry, the drum presets, the single sounds, and of course some new sounds. If I go here back to default presets, I showed you already what I started in the beginning, where I was working on this preset, which was this marching sound, which was based on slices of this. These are new inside of it, and also plastic bottles. This preset I still need to finish. So here you have the slices. And you see there are more slices. So you have this slice, this slice. Yeah, different. And then I combine that together with the other sound. So using the kick. But I still need to, you see here, this sound has the slices, which are 8 pads. So the first 8 pads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, are for playing the slice. Which also I can trigger by pressing A3. And then the rest of the sounds I need to pick, because I have a few selected, like the, but then you see all the other ones are still having this bass drum. So I need to expand this whole plastic bottle kit with other sounds. And that's of course more work. So creating one preset is pretty much work with the Punch-2, but that's work in progress. And next week, if you play the plastic bottle of preset 1, it will sound a bit like this, but also with some other sounds added to it. So yeah, cool. That's the Punch-2 story. So some pretty nice, neat optimizations are done. So if you have a pad here selected, you can down here, you can edit that pad already. Yeah, and now we add also the note number here so that you can even stay down here and do some things. But of course, the YouTube playlist Punch-2 has some very good videos which help you to get into the groove with Punch-2. Once you understand it, it's all not that complicated, but yeah, it has a bigger learning curve since, yeah, it has so many options. Okay. So I'm looking in the chat room because I was a little bit working. The bass preset. Yeah, the bass preset was from last week. I uploaded the bass preset from, I think from Subroom Bass. I think this one. I uploaded that one, and in the live stream of last week, so the live stream of 15th of July, you can download this preset. I only did make it now a little bit more muddy, added a little bit more color frequency to it, so it was more like this original. Yeah, I think the preset, I saved that one, I think in my own folder, raw bank, and it's called, because you asked for it, Winston, so I named this preset even Winston Bass. So Bass Winston, yeah. The tempo should be 105. This is 100. And you see with the slices, even if you go a little bit lower or higher in tempo, it doesn't even... So go with a kick. Yeah, you see, sometimes my audio cuts out, but that's because it loads in the drum kit preset, which has also could have many new different presets. I also created this CR78 Plus, which is a... I need to finish that one also, but I think that's not bad as it is now. So now we have a Lin drum computer, which is also Punch, but then a regular bass drum. low beat, and I even have Decay of 55. Maybe it's called maybe because it's not still finished. It's okay. Let's play it. Tempo is a little bit low, but whatever. Yeah, and that one is an additive. It also has additive synthesis. I mean, Punch-2 is ridiculous in terms of features. People really sounds like a bit like, hey, but it's I'm doing FM synthesis together with some additive stuff. Yeah, see that comes from the folder user, and then I think fixed percussion. I think no, or well, I'm not sure. These are crashes. Yeah, I think of many people who purchase Punch overlook the many drum presets which are inside each pad. So if you have a pad with a certain type, that you have folders and presets with the type of sound. So even now it's pad 24's B2. This is user, or I can go to clap. And then you have the sample-based claps. And you have all kind of presets. So we did a lot of work for you. Reverse. Altered syndromes. Yeah, people, so much to look out for next week. Most likely Thursday it will be released, and then I will of course make a small live stream, and maybe I'm a bit more to the point in terms of what is new, where you find the new presets and that kind of things. But one of the biggest changes is that if you go here into one of the pads and you select pad 2 and you go to a different type of sound, that it loads right away a drum preset, a drum pad preset. So a log high tone, this is synthesis, snares. So this is, yeah, you can hear the difference between this is the synthesis from Punch, and next to it is a old analog one. So it's still a different character, but that's cool. And lucky enough, we can sample the old machines to have them also inside of it. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed the live stream. It's a lot of Punch-2. There's even more to tell about it, but maybe next week more organized, because it was a little bit chaotic. Because yeah, I'm still in the middle with my head creating presets, and yeah, we'll see if I have another one. Yeah, this was the one which I started out with. This marching, and let's go out with that one. And then I hope to see you back next week. And stay safe and enjoy creating music. See you next week. Bye, guys.